You're not a real Batman fan unless you've seen the Scooby-Doo crossover episode. Hey there, kids, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a cooler day than I am. And in today's video, we're going to be covering a bit of a controversial subject as I talk about the Sinister 7, a collection of Magic the Gathering cards Wizards of the Coast has banned from the stand for controversial reasons. You see, back in 2020, in the wake of the George Floyd riots, Wizards of the Coast published an article that I believe was titled Depictions of Racism in Magic the Gathering, where they affirmed that racism and depictions of racism have no place in their game, and as such they will be removing several cards from Magic the Gathering, both in terms of legality to play and in terms of record. They scrubbed the numbers from the Gatherer, the online database for Magic the Gathering cards. These 7 cards, in no particular order, were Cleanse, Stone Throwing Devils, Prattish Gypsies, Jihad Imprison, Crusade, and the big one, Invoke Prejudice. Now, before I continue this video, before I go any further, I want to make 2 things absolutely clear. 1, this is not a political video. It is not my place to talk about whether or not a card like Invoke Prejudice, which was drawn by Harold McNeil, might be racist. It's not my job. It's not what I'm here for. In addition, while I may not necessarily agree with banning cards for anything other than gameplay purposes, this video is not an opinion video. It's not my place to disparage Wizards of the Coast for how they choose to manage their games. Magic the Gathering is Wizards of the Coast property, and as such, it is well within their rights to remove cards that they feel may badly impact public perception of them. That's all I'm going to say on that. What this video is about is the collectability of these cards, because whether or not you agree with the idea that Invoke Prejudice, drawn by Harold McNeil, might be racist, there are still plenty of valid reasons to want to collect these cards across their various printings. Whether you're looking to finish out a Legends collection, or whether you're looking to finally add Crusade or Jihad to your old school 93-94 deck, or, you know, whether you're like me and you just think Prattish Gypsies has nice art. There can be plenty of legitimate reasons to want to collect these cards and more. And in this video, we're going to take a brief look at how to collect these cards and what to look for in terms of condition, availability, and the variance on the market. This is not going to be an in-depth video. I'm not going to be breaking down every printing of Crusade, every printing of Prattish Gypsies, and both printings of Invoke Prejudice for the purposes of this video. This is just going to be a quick oversight as I discuss where you can find them and what you should be looking for in terms of price. That being said, let's begin with the big one, where you can't find these. You can't buy them on TCG Player. TCG Player has agreed with Wizards of the Coast's decision to scrub these cards from the history books, so to speak, and as such, you can't buy them, you can't sell them, you can't even look for them on the website. They just don't exist anymore insofar as TCG Player is concerned, which can give some people the impression that these cards are harder to get than they really might be, which is what this video is looking to assuage, because you can find these cards well enough if you know where to look, because there's a few places online you can look, besides eBay itself, Discord groups, Facebook Marketplace, etc. Now, besides eBay, there are really 2 places you can kind of look for to try and get a hold of these cards. One is Star City Games. These cards do occasionally pop up on that website, and they are, in general, plenty affordable for the most part. And then, of course, if you are in Europe, you can turn to Card Market, which has a much wider selection of these cards available. More are in stock from a larger variety of sellers. Now, with that said, let's talk about the different versions of these cards in general. You see, for the big one, at the very least, Invoke Prejudice, which is the one that for better or worse, more people tend to be aware of, there are really two printings of this card available. There is the English version, and then there is the Italian Legends version. The Italian Legends version, for some reason, whether it's an availability, print run size, whatever have you, it's much cheaper, much more affordable than the English version. If you're looking at Card Market, you can usually get it for between 50 and 55 euro, and on eBay, 150 to 250 usually. I've seen a few prices here and there for it. And then of course there's the English version, and on Card Market you can get the English version for about $200, 200 euros. Sorry, I know that euros are not dollars. Don't kill me over that. And then if you are able to find a decent copy in English, you're looking to spend between $5 to $5.50 on it. Jihad from Arabian Nights, and only Arabian Nights, is the next card on this list. And if you're trying to buy it in Europe through Card Market, you're looking to spend between 160 and 180 euros. And if you're looking to buy it online in America from a place like eBay, you're looking to spend upwards of $400 for a good edition copy. Next up, also from Legends, like Invoke Prejudice, we have Cleanse, which, like Invoke Prejudice, comes in English and Italian versions. Now, for an English copy of Cleanse, on Card Market, you're looking to spend around 40 to 50 euros. And for eBay prices, the last one I saw sold in good condition was upwards of $300. Are you starting to notice a price disparity between the European and American markets? I am. Imprison, which can be found in English or Italian thanks to its Legends printing, can be found in Europe for about 40 euros and in English for about $200 for a good edition copy. Then there's Stone Throwing Devils from Arabian Nights, which actually has two slightly different printings of the card available. Both can be found in Europe for between 10 to 20 euros and in America for between $40 to $60. Then there's Crusade, which has had a lot of printings over the years, ranging from alpha all the way to some of the dual decks. And for the version of this card you're most likely to see, which is revised, you're looking to pay about 5 to 6 euros from Card Market, or about $45 for a decent condition one from eBay. And finally, we have Prandish Gypsies, my personal favorite card on the list, which might have something to do with the art, or it might have something to do with it being the cheapest card on the list. This, like Crusade, has had a few printings under its belt, but for a Legends copy, you're looking to spend under 5 euro on Card Market, and between $10 to $20 for a decent copy from eBay. And that's the list, unless I missed one, and if I did, feel free to roast me in the comments section. Yeah, it's not as difficult as you might think to add these cards to your collections, and believe it or not, they aren't even all that expensive, with the exception, again, of Invoke Prejudice, which, it's kind of crazy that getting an English copy off eBay is half a grand, honestly, for a card that isn't that good. Ultimately, at the end of the day, whether you agree with these cards being banned or not, whether you believe that they are racist or not, the decision to collect or not to collect is up to you. I firmly believe that you should have the ability to collect something you want to collect, and that no company can tell you whether or not you have the right to own this thing. But what do you guys think? Do you think people should be allowed to collect the cards they want to collect? Or do you think that every copy of Invoke Prejudice should be hunted down and destroyed? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, let me know if you liked this video. This was a bit of an experimental video. I'm not really one to go down price lists for cards, especially since, markets are in constant flux, and all of these numbers can be hilariously incorrect by the time you're seeing this video. But I also wanted to talk about a more controversial subject on the channel and try to be a bit more positive with that subject than I might otherwise be. So there's all that to consider. And yes, before anybody says anything, I'm aware that there's other printings of these cards, like 5th edition German black border, I think, maybe some nonsense like that for like Pradesh Gypsies or something. But I'm here to talk about the general collectability of these cards from the perspective of somebody who's trying to fill out like the best version of their collection. I suppose I should have mentioned that if you're looking to collect ABU, you might be going for Revised first. I should have mentioned that when talking about Crusade, but I didn't. I might mention that in a future video. Your uncle's not perfect. He just likes to ramble. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. Comment below about how horribly racist Harold McNeil may or may not have been. And, you know, that's really all I've got to say. See you kids next time. You know, it's not my business to tell you if he was racist or not, but I just want to point out Harold McNeil, he did paint Hitler as Jesus. So I just felt like that was worth mentioning.